pump's been off for a few minutes. Forgiveness? You don't deserve it, poor soul. Well, he was going to contaminate everywhere. He was going to make it all stinky. Right, so the one part of this that I've not explained yet is that I'm going to have to get a big old pipe up here. And I don't know... It might be best off here. Could run it up the side of this boy. Like literally just go past this fella here. Give him a little bridge. Just to make sure it doesn't come back. And onwards. 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 Much more onwards. Although this is actually going through a fucking volcano as well. So it's going to have to go around that. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Go up this side here and that'll be fine. Alright. New principles. Would anybody like to be in the base? The next person that says Supercalawatsit, I will rename this tube after you. Why you just don't use oil refiners? E3 Jan, that was incredible. Incredible. E3 Jan. Efresian. You're in. You're going to be a super rancher, I think. Plus 7 husbandry. I'll take that. You are super rancher. That's what you're going to be ultimately. Priorities. Super ranching. I didn't have to be what's it like the crisp. I think that was good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed, and I think you nailed it. Thought that I know has death wish. Didn't have to be like the crisps. No, I didn't specify that. Just Supercalawatsit. I think that was perfect. Okay, yeah, I've not really been looking at the base much today. I would like to do some dicking about with parks and stuff, but I don't think I'm going to do it just yet. I want to get that hydrogen online and get our supply of hydrogen a bit happier, because we are 40 kilos down from when I last looked at this. And once this hydrogen's gone, then we'll really put a dent in our coal and our lumber. At the moment, lumber is at... Oh, we've got shitloads of lumber at the minute. We're still using a lot of dupes on the manual gens, but that's good. I can take that. That is okay with me. Shit. Have I trapped dupes up here now? I may have done. We may have trapped a few dupes. But that's okay. They've got oxygen, and they can dig and build. There we go. We'll get a bit of igneous digging this out as well. I might do a little bigger dig here to get the rest of our igneous. Supercalawatsit? Shane, how are you, mate? How's it going this evening? You know, I'll turn a corner and end up something in my brain. Jesus, that was the fastest death I'd ever seen on RimWorld, Sin. It's like, alright, we've got him geared up. He's ready to go. He's dead. He's dead. Don't worry, everyone. Sindane, he's dead. Nobody panic. Sindane's, he's dead. Fuck. It's the worst. He's a dead boy. I might get all these beans up here on the way as well. Because we're going to want some access up here when we come to do this volcano. So we know this is an iron volcano. I think this is the iron one. So we'll head up here. And we'll eat all these beans. All the beans along the way. Think of all the tofu. Mmm. Got these shine bugs up here. Holy shit. Sitting here with a homemade chicken biryani. It is fit as fuck. Ugh. Nice biryani. That's not something we really have, to be honest. The lady's got into making curries recently, but she's not made any biryani. I'd be down for that, though. I could take that. Pew, 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 pew. So, yeah, they've still got more odds and sods to do down here. Oh shit, my oil tank. This is nearly a full tile, which is good. There we go. Starting to happen. Please don't let me forget about the oil tank. When it gets to here, it's time to put in the petrol. In fact, it's not going to take very long. It's not going to take very long at all. I might do a few builds up here whilst we're waiting as well, because I can get the surround for this build now. So I think what we're going to do, if I just go around this like this, we'll leave these ladders in place. And we'll deconstruct you and you. What I may do is put a little reservoir below both of them. Let's see how I want to do this. Just do that. That'll be fine. And we're going to need to get all this vented out, aren't we? So you are going to come to here and go to a high pressure vent. You have an Atmos sensor, so we'll put you to above 1 million for now. You are going to be, if you are below... It's going to be polluted water, 105. 100. And you are going to be, if you are above... 100. Ish. Ow. My eye. My eye. I think I've just rubbed some liquid in my eye for my pipe. Which sucks. Alright, so this is a big old pipe, but we'll get in there. And again, we'll get all these delicious nom-noms on the way as well. That's right, I said nom-noms like a grown-ass man. Whatever. Make something of it, you punks. I said nom-noms, alright? I don't take it back. Delicious, delicious beanie nom-noms. Mmm, tasty good. I regret nothing. Alright. Then I tried to res your bones. I did. I tried everything to get you back in, mate. I tried to res your bones with some sort of weird shock thing. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, 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 nom. Tried everything to get you back to life. I think we would have needed like nanobot technology to bring you back, really. You were all fucked up. Fuck a dick. I can fix that. See, this is the problem, you see. I ask you guys to remind me about something. You know what you don't do? You don't remind me about anything. Now I have to fix it. I spent Fluffy impressed. I am, mate. I am.
Well, shit.
Well, shit indeed. Shit. A big old dangus. I can just pump some of this out just to get the levels a bit lower. We'll see if it settles. It might settle out a little bit and go in here. It might just settle down. We'll see when the packets stop coming in. So if it settles down, I'm laughing. Have you considered that we didn't remind you on purpose? Of course. Of course. We're dum-dums, did you forget? Oh, Shane. Shane. Yeah, I think this will probably settle down off this tile here. Which will be fine. So it's no crisis. But I'm probably going to put the petroleum in now anyway, I think. I think that'll be fine. And then we'll keep the pump going for now. So that when I next overpressurize it, it's the end of the world. Yeah? Because then it'll splurge everywhere. Actually, I changed my mind. That's not how I want to do it. I want to get the petroleum in, seal it up, and then do it. Oosh. Oh, this is why they're dropping wood everywhere. This is the wood that they're taking down to the bottom. And then their shift changes, and they drop it here. I bet I've got lumber all over the place. I couldn't understand why we had all that wood up there. Right, a little bit of petroleum is in. I'd like it all to be in here, though. I have a stupid question. Where's your dirty wastewater going? So dirty toilet water is getting sieved down here. Yeah. So it gets sieved and then goes into this reservoir here. So I think this is some toilet water. No, sorry. Toilet water is going into our 30-degree tank. Cool water that's coming out of our... the cool water that's germ-free that comes out of cooling our oxygen production. That comes into here and gets sieved. But yeah, the shitty germy toilet water just gets mixed in with our 30-degree polluted water tank. This is full of germs, but we'll end up boiling this and using it for other things. So, it doesn't really matter. Right, I'm just going to nip you out and get ready to build this tile. I'd like to get the rest of the petroleum in. There's 749 grams in here, but we should have kilos kicking round. Like, this should have been kilos. 123 kilos. That'll actually be fine. That is perfect. It's less than I would have normally put in, but it will be fine. And we've also got 300 grams here. I think I'd rather just try and mop that up, but... Oh, no problem at all, mate. No problem. Right, so I'm just waiting for that to be done and I can turn that pump back on, and then that's that tank sorted. And they can be working through getting my oil all in one place, which I always like. It's a nice feeling to have. This can all be an 8. Because I want to get up here quickly. That's fine. Don't even remember what this was. I think this was moving some cold water for something. Oh, this was for flooding this boy, wasn't it? So we could probably rip out all that pipe. In fact, we're going to let all this water run off, so I'll probably dig out a little bit under here as well. We'll do that with like a 7. And we'll drop all this water in there. Just going to have to let this empty and mop it in between eruptions. Which is going to be a little bit sketchy, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Do you guys think Klei will introduce more content tomorrow at release? I'm not really sure. They normally like to add a couple of other little bits at the end. There'll be a few fixes, I would imagine, and a couple of other little miscellaneous changes. Normally that's what happens. I honestly don't know. Gold will be fine for this one. Yeah. I'm honestly hoping they don't, but they normally do. We should be able to reach all that. So they're doing all that stuff. Is my petroleum in here yet? Oh, fuck. Okay, I need to get the oil going again, otherwise I'm going to have a problem in the tank. Get me my petroleum, you jerks. Excuse me. This bit in particular, sweep now. Yeah, that's crude oil. This is fine. Shit, I didn't do my fucking reload from like 20 cycles ago. I'll try and remember this evening. Did you automate your hatch farm or something? Only recently. We had a very basic hatch farm for a long time. And that hatch farm sort of kept us going for a while. We've since just started digging out a few more things, so we've dug out a bit of coal recently. Consumable ore. Yeah, we've got 62 tons of coal at the minute. But yeah, we've got an automatic hatch ranch at the minute, or two, sorry. We're going to have another two shortly, but I've just not bothered finishing them off yet. What's the purpose of your spiral liquid tanks? It's not a spiral. Well, I suppose this is a spiral. It's not meant to be a spiral. It's just meant to hold our petroleum up here. I've got a little bit of petroleum that I want to keep in front of this vent. Oh, shit, we're gonna fucking have to turn this off again. And the reason for that is so that I can overpressurize the vent and put more liquids in. More liquids than normally a vent would allow. Petroleum? They dropped it. Jerks. Sweep. 9. I need this petroleum. Right, I'm going to do a quick save and restart the game. Won't be a second, guys. We also get to bask in the glory of Barseal for his donation. The most recent donator, Barseal. What a legend. Tinkle from my Winkle. Most recent follow. Most recent sub, Old Agent Vixen. Good old Vixen. And gifted sub. That doesn't seem up to date. Oh no, that's gifted subs of all time. That's Beam Ron with 38 gifted subs. Holy shit. Yeah, I've not seen Beam for ages. I hope he's alright. He had some serious back troubles for a while. He was in and out of treatment and hospital and stuff. I hope he's alright. If any of you visit Beam Ron or see him on your travels, tell him I was asking about him. He's a good boy. Very good boy. Right, let's get back into the game. How does that work? Will it allow you to store more? Yeah, I'll show you now. I'll show you now. So this one's slightly different because it depends on the liquid that you're storing in the tank. So crude oil is very heavy. So I have to do a floating vent with some petroleum in front of it, or something that floats on crude oil. Put a little bit in front of the vent, and it allows the vent to keep inputting liquid. Same as an overpressure gas vent. But I'll show you now. So I've got them all throughout the base, basically. They're all throughout the base. There we go. That's a little bit smoother. So yeah, so these are liquid, these are water tanks. So with water, here's my vent, it's down at the bottom. And I've got a little bit of oil in front of the vent, and a little bit of oil in front of the vent, and the oil sinks. And because the oil is less than a full tile, So because the oil is less than a full tile of liquid, of this liquid, the water can still output, even though it's submerged. And that allows us to put silly amounts of liquid in a tank. Okay. And the same thing over here. And then I did it with ethanol because we were derping around. And on this one, it's slightly different. So this one I have to have a floating vent because oil is super heavy. So I'll put some petroleum on here and then I'll seal up this last tile in a minute. And that's basically how it works. There you go. I'm not going to take another dupe right this minute, I don't think. No, definitely not. Oh, thank you, Perpetual. I forget that command exists. Alright, so. We're reaching the point now where the oil's going to stop moving, so I kind of need to get this last bottle in. Come on. There we go, so this should drop down and be basically in front of the vent now. There we go. Where my petroleum at? There we go. There we go. So now we can deconstruct you, get rid of that. We can corner build this tile in like so. And then once this tile's in, I'll remove this mesh tile. The reason I put this mesh tile on with floating tanks, with normal tanks you can get through the side, alright, and you can build it all, and you can close up your side as it starts to fill, you know? But with the floating tanks, you obviously have to get this bit of liquid on top of your liquid here. So the way that I stop any debris getting in the build, because as you know, I hate getting debris inside the builds, is I put this little mesh tile at the top. Then I corner build this airflow tile above the vent, and then I fill this in afterwards, and that way nothing can fall in. So in case you're wondering why I do it in this sort of way, in this order. So if we can get this done, if we can get this done quickly, that'd be lovely. All cryptic. This part of the game gets so annoying. Dupes all over the place do practically nothing. We'll hope it gets fixed in the release. Yeah. Don't think it will. Like the debris in your natural gas guys at once. Yep. Debris in liquid tanks. Yep. The debris that's in this build that I try and forget about. Where is it? Oh, in my electrolyzers. This debris triggers the hell out of me. 2 bits of granite for no reason. Don't even know where it came from. I think it was from a pipe. Son of a bitch. I'd really like them to hurry up and build this, please. There we go. So now that's done, I can safely turn this back on, and now we can overpressurize it and just let it go ham. So that's good, and then we just rebuild these two here. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Now then, we're doing lots of priority 9 and 8 stuff at the top, which I'm hoping they are currently working through. They seem to be getting there. We found some delicious beans. The nom-noms on our travels. This is almost done. I might just slap down a coal gen or something up here for now to start this working, because I need to get this vacuum before we can deal with the hydrogen. And the water, as I say, will just drop down here or something. I don't really care about a bit of wetter. It's a piece of iron ore. I have to do 10,000 bits to open it and take it out, and he wouldn't do it. Yeah, that was a big tank. That was a big tank, though. Or was it the oxygen tank? I can't remember. So in theory, if you ever pump petroleum with that oil pump, you would block the oil tank. If you ever pump petroleum with that oil pump. At the bottom, yeah, I never would. I'd make sure that I don't put petroleum in there. So where we're pumping from at the minute on this side, there's no petroleum, it's only oil. If it was a tiny amount, it wouldn't matter, but if I filled the tile, if I filled it to a full tile of petroleum, it'd be fucked. Whereas now, because it's just this little amount, this will now keep rising on this side. So you can see we're getting like, you know, 50, 60, 70, and this is just all filling up nicely over here. And then what I'll basically do with these Atmo sensors, or these Hydro sensors, sorry, I will say only work if you are above 1000. and that'll mean that they'll only work when these tiles are already overpressurized. That way they never let the oil level drop. And that's it. That's it, that's it, that's it. So, was there anything else I needed to be doing in the base? How's our little hatch farm doing? Are we at reasonable numbers? 6 of 8. Oh, so we've got 2 eggs waiting to hatch up here at the minute. Which is fine, and 1 egg on this side. So this is going to happen to begin with. We sort of need to get it so that it's like a rolling cycle. So we may end up without hatches for, you know, a couple of cycles here and there. It might be 10 cycles or so that we get an egg, we're waiting for it to hatch, become an adult, and drop down. But no, it seems to be fine. Leppy, how are you, buddy? How's it going? I could get this side up and running as well, but to be honest, until I do some ranching over here, we're not going to get any more eggs, so I'm just going to leave that for now. 2 hatches, 2 farms should be fine for the moment. Plus we've got a shitload of coal at the minute from the digging we've been doing, so... How are you today, Leppy? What's going on, mate? Okay, this is nearly finished. I'm going to have to try and get this done in between eruptions. And it erupts every 200 seconds. That's pretty rough. So I'd need to vacuum it, then get rid of the wetter. Huh. Alright, what I might do is get the reservoirs and stuff in place over here. We stopped building this pipe, but we should have a bit more igneous now to build the rest of it. So we'll do this with like an 8. You're going to come up here. And over to here, I think. No, you're going to come up here to leave me enough room to get the other pipe down. Blep. So again, we've sort of got to avoid these gold, iron volcano and gold volcano here, because we'll use them later. I'm not in a massive rush because I don't really need the materials right now, but we will use them later. I've already figured out a build that sort of works for it, so we'd be fools not to. And then what I'll probably do, I'll use this pipe here to put in a quick liquid lock, so we can get in, drop all the shit, like vacuum it out, drop all the shit down, and hopefully not cook anything in the process. Hopefully. Show your cooking design. Cooking design? What are you talking about, Q-Zone? I'm pissed live, some idiot hacked my already useless Netflix account. Since I couldn't do anything over the phone at work, it's time to correct that. Oh, shit. Oh, dear. Some idiot hacked your Netflix account. I didn't know that was a thing. What sort of chode hacks a Netflix account? Why they do this? What did you mean, by the way, Q-Zone? What cooking design? Oh, look at all these slow boys in their suits. Have we got any more skill points for these Lobby boys yet? Anyone that's not got exosuit training yet? Domain's good where he is. Neuro. Let's get Neuro leveled up. The Troll's got exosuit. He's probably okay for now. We could go to that. Stine? Stine. Let's get super hard digging just because I like that for safety. Tarallo, the bastard, is going to go to electrical engineering. Ribworm, okay. Ultimately I want him to be a rancher, but for now he's a plumber boy. Cryptic Creeper, we're going to get you carrying as well. We'll give you a new hat because you deserve it. You damn champion. There we go. That's all good. Nice. Oh, you mean kitchen? Well, we've sort of got a little kitchen here. It's not fully ready yet because we don't have any natural gas. So on this map, we don't seem to have a natural gas, guys, that we found so far. So I'm going to have to make natural gas. A couple of different ways I can do it. I can use some oil wells. That'll give me a little supply of natural gas, probably more than enough to run this gas range. Or I can use a oil refinery, because I think that'll give us a bit of natural gas, won't it? Or I can boil some with a sour gas boiler. Or crude oil boiler into sour gas, you know. A couple of options. I'm probably going to do the oil reservoirs soon, because we've got 3 of them very close together. No hat for Ribworm. Not yet. He's going to be a super rancher. I've just leveled him up in carrion first to get him going, because it's what he likes to do. But he's going to be a super rancher. That is ultimately the plan. Can I overbuild this? This is the wrong one. Not that it matters all that much, but it'll trigger me if I know that I've done it. I need to get a bit more igneous. Let's dig some out from very close by. Let's dig out you. Bastards. When do I get a hat? You'll get one soon. You'll get one when you're a full rancher. You're going to be a fully fledged rancher. I told you. You've got husbandry skills coming out your ass. But to begin with, you don't have a hat. Not yet, anyway. One day you'll have a hat. It'll be the best hat. You'll love it. Fine. Fine. What about conveyor dropper on kitchen? What do you mean? Conveyor dropper for what, Qzo? Conveyor dropper. We have got some conveyor droppers. So up here we have our ingredients. So this comes out of a conveyor line here. Our ingredients get dropped in here, and then this sweeper delivers them to the you know, different cooking things. And then the tier 2 ingredients would go over here to be cooked into tier 3, but we're not at that point yet, is what I'm saying, because we don't have this gas range running. And then the tier 3 ingredients I'd put into another one of these that my dupes can access for foods. That is the plan. We just can't fully get the plan online yet. We've planned for the future, you know. 6, 12... Yeah, we've got the right amount of beds for now. I'm not going to take any more dupes for a while. We've got 30 dupes at the minute. I think that's plenty. But we will aim for 36 ultimately. So those of you that still want to get into the colony, you'll have to hang fire for now. But I will try and get you in when we are ready to start taking some more. I'll need another oxygen setup before I start taking any more dupes, I think. More than likely. I'm waiting for this to work so I can see how it pans out. Okay. How can your dupe access to one of these? They're accessing this side through this tile here. So they stand on this ladder and then they can pull food out diagonally. These ones they don't have access to. It's because they're mostly food stuffs. You know, they're things that are going to get cooked into other things. There's carbon dioxide in here to keep it sterile. So you saw they just picked up some berries. There you go. So they'll stand on this ladder and collect their food. There you go. It's all bristleberries at the minute, but honestly, we've got so many berries, it's untrue. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay out a farm for pinch peppers. It's going to be here. It's going to be glorious. This is going to be a nightmare. So we're going to have to put a tile floor down it. There's a lot of shit that I've dropped here, and I don't want to drop it down below. So we'll have to put a little tile floor in there. In fact, we can just put our planters in. These are going to be farm tiles. I'll make them out of iron. We're going to do some pinch of pepper nut, boys. And then we'll figure out how the room's going to look afterwards. figure out the gubbins inside. These are 3, aren't they? Pinch pepper nuts. Pinka pepper nuts. I think it's meant to be pronounced. I'm sure they fall 3, don't they, from these? So how would we do this nicely? In the space that we have. That would work for me. I won't be able to do any sweepers or anything in here though. Other than polluted water, what else do pepper nuts need? We want a liquid lock down here, aren't we? Get this one built so I can see what we need. So we need phosphorite delivered. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. So we would really want sweepers and stuff in here, but we're not going to have room if we do it like this. So maybe we need to have a little break. Let's put these tiles in. I might need to have this like slightly wonky, I don't know. Phosphorite. I think that'll be enough. So we could have a boy down here. And a boy up there. That'll work. Oh, that can't see the men tiles. Fuck. I don't think that'd be able to deliver. Just put more in, it's fine. Lead. No, not lead. Oh, we probably run out of iron, that's why it's changed. So, shipping. Let's use gold. We're using gold because we're blinging boys. I have the same problem up there. Let's get these built first. Wait, hold on. So we should be able to feed both sides of the farm tile. Only need them in the top section. Oh, so we don't need to actually... We don't need to hit it from underneath. Oh, that's much nicer then. So we could have like this boy there and this boy almost there. Yeah, like that. Now we put you there. Get rid of you there. And then get rid of you there. And we probably need... Do that. That would work. And then we just need to knock out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, it's going to be 4 each. That should be fine. He's hitting that one. He's hitting that one. Where would I put my loader? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thinking farm station here. Then we need to leave some space to do a little liquid lock. Which would probably be a bit janky, but we could squeeze it in. Might get rid of this boy. Yeah, need to get rid of this one as well. Alright, that'd work. What is the pink gas to the left? This here? This hydrogen. Hydrogen. So my real PC comes in 1 to 2 weeks, and my mini PC, the Celeron, comes tomorrow. What are the odds of only running on an Intel HD graphics? It's not really very graphic dependent, to be honest, Bovine. So it's mostly CPU dependent. Yeah, it's exactly what Perpetual's just said. Sorry, I didn't read. So you'd probably be surprised. How old's the Celeron, or what sort of spec is the Celeron? Nat steel. So I could put a little heater in here in theory if it's too cool. These should be fine out of gold. Wait, before I do this, I do need to build these as solid tiles so I can replace the ceiling. Cool. Again, not taking any dupes for now, guys. Sorry. Alright then, so I should now be able to insulate that without risking dropping anything down. Phosphorite would just be dropped, wouldn't it? I don't need to... What other things have phosphorite in them? So I could... excuse me, I could literally just have a loader here and drop it down. Just because I'm off to bed, literally falling asleep in my chair. Take it easy, Nailu. Nighty night, buddy. I much love popping in. Thank you again for the shub and stuff. I don't forget. Thank you, bud. Wheezeworts. I'm probably not going to be in a rush to use Wheezeworts, to be honest, Catastrophe. I don't think I'm going to need them. If we do, there's lots of phosphorite on the map. So dump it all in here, in which case it's kind of locked down, but... At least I'm storing it somewhere then. Yeah, we don't need a receptacle, we'll do it with a little dropper. It would be fine. Oh, we're getting low on salt. Consumable salt. Yeah, we need to dig a bit more salt up. Alright, so it's self-pressurized now, which is good. Why you no give me more salt? How's this tank looking now? Nice. The coal tank's back on the up, which is good. Really good. You motherfucker. Should I just groom these for now and make them happy? I can feed them with a bit of something random. I just need the extra eggs, don't I? So... I just realised like it'd be daft not to. What am I looking for? Grooming station. Where is it actually on the other room? Next to the ladder. So that's worked out nicely. I won't use aluminium though, we'll use a bit of iron. Same on this. Oops. Boop. And suggestions how to keep the temperature in the base from running away too hot. Rainfire. I cool my oxygen that comes into the base. So it depends on what point you're in the game, really. If you're struggling early game, I would say put in some ice statues, put them somewhere where you've got a little lip to catch the water when they melt. Ice sculptures, sorry, and temp shift tiles made of ice will give you a lot of cooling. It will buy you a bit of time. But I actually cool my oxygen. So I cool the oxygen that comes into my base. So it comes in at like a nice cool temperature in my oxygen production rooms. So that it kind of keeps my base around the temperature that I want it to be. So you can see where the base is actually central is nice and cool, where the dupes are spending most of their time. Certain areas get a little bit warmer, like this tree farm is a little bit warmer, it's like 30 down here, because I'm feeding them 30-degree water. But yeah, for the most part, I try and sort of keep my heat contained and then cool my oxygen. Keeps my base cool. And later on, when we actually seal up the base, it'll be much more stable. What the hell's happened here? 10-degree abyssite. Excuse me. Right. I've kind of forgotten that I was doing this as well. Let's get this pipe in. This is going to use all of this igneous, I would think. There it goes. We've used a lot of insulated piping thinking about it, so it's no wonder we've got bugger all igneous. We've also not really dug out any igneous biomes hunting for all that much coal. I'd have normally done more strip mining by now, really. We're going to have a lot of sedimentary to feed to our hatches when we actually dig out all these other biomes, but for now... I just want some more igneous that's nearby up here. So I think what we'll probably do is dig this crap out. I think that'll be a good start. That'll get us loads of resources. Yeah, we'll leave the peppers wild wherever we can. And you can go down there. Die. Stupid flower. Right. I'm conscious that every cycle that goes by I'm losing more and more hydrogen, but it's going to be a bit of a pain to do that job up there. I'm going to focus on it in a minute. I just wanted to finish this off first. So that's now done. I can now rip out this. And we need to do water and get stuff online, but that's the plan for here anyway. This is where our peppers would go. I think that'll be fine. Then if we had a dropper in the middle here, our sweepers can just handle everything. We'll keep all of our phosphorite in here. You can see we should have quite a bit of it dug up, I think. How much have we actually got? 253 tons. That's quite a lot. So we'll do a little sweep with a 5. Get this tidied out. And then we'll probably just... Where would I put a loader? It's a little bit messy around here now. If I ran you through here instead, I can deconstruct this. There. And then I can put another loader in at the bottom. Keep these ones spare for the things later. Excuse me. Sage is good. It depends on what you want to part with to feed the critters. Is that better than running coolant directly through the base? It's way smaller, Exy. So what you could do, the other alternative is, rather than having a little radiator going behind my oxygen, which, hold on the wrong overlay. So this is the radiator behind my oxygen production, alright? It's tiny. You know, it cycles until it gets too warm, and then we dump more water in, and it's just a small little radiator. It's mostly inactive. Well, if you wanted to cool your base, you'd end up putting a big old radiator in, which... It's not only a bit of a problem with piping and logistics in your base, but I like to keep it clear. So I'd rather do like a small radiator that just focuses on cooling my oxygen. I don't cool any of the other gases. I try not to cool the hydrogen too much because I don't need to. The hydrogen still stays nice and warm. We just localized sort of cool the oxygen. It's not the only way to do it, it's just the way I choose to do it. I find it takes less power and it's a bit more efficient. Right then, so to do this easily, I think what I need to do is make these solid tiles, vacuum the whole area, dump the water down here. I will have a little liquid lock here, which I'll just leave some of these tiles in for a minute, and then we can worry about the outside afterwards. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll probably slap in a quick and dirty. How cold is it up here? Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll slap in a quick and dirty coal gen. Just for a bit of localized power to get him going. Yeah, you can go there. And a smart battery. Yeah, we'll do amount of iron, whatever. And a bit of wiring. And a spot of automation just to link them up. That'll give us our power that we need to get our pumps online, and then we will, just with some basic bitch tiles, we will replace you. Yeah. And we'll make a little liquid lock here. That'll be fine. Actually, I'll make the liquid lock one further out so it helps with our oxygen flow. Otherwise, we'll be waiting for ages for the gases to sort of make their way down here. Which will blow. That'll be fine. Is that the hydrogen vent? It is, yeah. We've submerged it so it's stopped outputting, because it's a toasty boy. And I want to get this hydrogen, I need it. Hydrogen's going to be an important gas for us in this map, because again, we don't have the natural gas, so we need to use other power sources. So why I've wanted to get the hatch farms up and running. We've now got coal. Got loads of lumber coming in, so we've got wood power. Now we'll have hydrogen power. The next thing will be petroleum power, which should be fine. So yeah, the runoff water will go in here. We'll do a super quick mop once we've vacuumed it out. Let all this shit out, sweep it quickly. We're only going to have 200 seconds to get this cleaned, so it has to be fast. Gotta be so fast. Yeah, you can go there. And then we'll just dig this out. Gotta go fast. I don't want this little fella to go in there either. Yeah, I'll do. Okay. Let's just make sure this is all high priority. These will be ready for sweeping. And we could sweep it out. And let's just get some water and a bit of crude up here quickly. Okay, so that's fine. And our tanks are going to be... Our tanks are going to be here. Our reservoir, sorry. We're going to want a reservoir here. Maybe another one there. Maybe that'll be pretty. We'll get rid of this other pipe as well, because it's just in the way and obnoxious. But we'll probably keep it there, because I might want to get rid of this water up here. This is all going to melt, isn't it? So we're probably going to need a pump up here at some point. So I'll just rip that out there for now. How do you plan on cooling it? We're going to pump in some... We're going to have a radiator behind it with some cooler water. That's what they're working on at the minute. They're working on getting this pipe done. It's a big old pipe. Big old bastard. And then we'll have to get the return pipe done as well, which will be down here into there. So you'll be going up there, and you'll be coming... Actually, I want you to go up there, and you to come down to there, and you'll go out that way. Nice. That'll be fine. How cool do you need to get it? I need to get it cold enough. Normally I would pump heat into it, to be honest, and then burn it, but I need to get it cold enough so that if I store it in my hydrogen tank in here, it doesn't melt my pumps. So my pumps in here are gold amalgam, so it needs to be below 125. That is the plan. Now my pumps up here are steel, so they're not going to melt as quickly. But I still need to make sure it's not too warm. So my thinking is if I can get it around 125, if it's a little bit over, it doesn't really matter because it'll mix with the hydrogen that comes from my electrolyzers. But I do need it to not melt my pumps in the base. That would be an tragedy if it did that. And big boy tragedy, actually. I would be sad. Okay. So the last thing we'd want in here is a little tile up here. In fact, we'll get rid of all these ladders at the top. Shouldn't want them. And then it'll be built like that. It'll be built like that. I'm still waiting on my oil. But we could start... Oops. Very good. And we're probably going to want some pumps nearby, or bottle empties nearby to dump the water. Clean water. Because I'm going to have to sweep all them bottles as well. Maybe I'll just make like a little trap here or something. Just so we can get that emptied quickly. You like the runoff water. So, come on, come on, come on, come on. Coming too late, I'm trying to find out what are my cooling options for early to mid-game before the steam turbine basically release patch. You would need to... Well, we've just literally been talking about this a minute ago. Probably the best thing I can recommend is if you're really struggling to get yourself up and running for a proper cooling solution, you've got AETNs that you can pump in a bit of hydrogen. So if you've got any hydrogen out in the wild, you can try and collect it and filter it into an AETN. That's the... just in case, that is the nullifier, which we've got one... Where are we? Down here. So this thing, if you pump in hydrogen, it'll take 10 grams a second and it will cool down the surrounding area, which is a lovely way of making like an early game oxygen setup or cooling something to pump through your base. These are really powerful, but they do take hydrogen. However, if you've got lots of hydrogen, you know, you found a couple of pockets like this in the world, they can get you a reasonable amount of cooling. You know, if this is how much hydrogen's in here, you know, if you've got a kilo per tile, this will keep it running for quite a while. But it will run out. But then you can supplement that with your electrolyzers hydrogen as well. Other than that, you've got ice sculptures. Melt some ice sculptures into your water pool, and that'll cool your water pool down. That gives you a big mass of cooling in your base. Or temp shift plates made of ice, or Wheezeworts. I've not been using Wheezeworts, but they're still a viable option. Ah, our little boys have hatched. Or what else have we got? That's about it, really. You don't have many more options other than that. Yeah, just keeping things cool from the start is your best bet. Keeping things nice and chill. Wow, we've made a lot of eggs. Holy shit. Holy fuck. That's a lot of eggs. So yeah, that's about your options. And other than that, you've obviously got the old just delete and heat however you can. There's a few different buildings that can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holy. Boop. Nice. We'll drop 8 hatches straight in here. Boom. Right then. Waiting on the pose. Why are not working? Oh, hello. Yeah, there are a couple of the machines that can do it for you as well, but I generally don't advise them because they normally take either a lot of dupe labour or a lot of power, which is normally something you don't have in the early game, so it's kind of a bit counterintuitive. Choosing containers and ice biomes, and you can grow sleet in the main base after a while. When you melt the ice, you have cold fresh water. Yeah, the only problem is ice is finite, that's the thing to remember. Unless you're making it yourself, you don't have ice forever. But, you know, you can get a lot of cooling out of an ice biome. Definitely. But just don't rely on it forever. You've got to kind of move fast. Right, this is either going to go incredibly well or tremendously bad. So, you're now almost a liquid lock. We'll start pumping. Hey, Lady Poppet Sugarface. How you doing? Gold amalgam every time. Lady what face? Lady Sugar Poppet Honey Face? I don't know. It's different every time, mate. I have no idea. Just to make her smile, you know? Right, so get rid of you. There's going to be some chlorine down at the bottom. It might take a little while to get this done. But then we'll just try and time this around an eruption. So I'm going to have to let the water out. I'm going to have to give it a quick mop. We're going to have to sweep the water out. These walls we're going to keep, so we're going to have to deconstruct them and then rebuild them. It's going to be a nightmare, this. It really is. But hey-ho. It's the amount of time between eruptions that's scary. 280 seconds every 454. I don't want to wait for it to go dormant, but I also don't want it to make steam. So... it's not a lot of time to get it done. Cue the intense music. Could actually get these top bits mopped now so I don't have to get in and mop them afterwards. Oh, I've sealed this up, haven't I? Open this for a second. Make it a bit easier to vacuum anyway. Right, we'll open all this until it's a vacuum. Alright, here comes the polluted water anyway, that's good. So basically this is just going to bypass this vent. If this reservoir is full, it'll send the polluted water up there. This should be full most of the time because it's a buffer in itself. You know, this is only supplying water to this, so it should be nearly always full. Oh shit, I wanted to see if the hatch dropper thing worked. Here we go. So we've got a baby little hatchling now up here. He needs to become an adult before he can be dropped down. Why is this locked? Oh yeah, of course. That's fine. Did we drop all them eggs? I hope we did. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. Beautiful. Might as well rip them out now. We'll probably come to this next stream. I don't think I'm going to mess about with this tonight. It's like 10:15 now already. But just getting the hatch numbers in there for now is fine. We know that that's sustainable, and then we'll do this same build over there. Which is good. This game seems more complex than Factorio. don't know about more complex. Factorio is a different animal. Like, Factorio, you know, once you've got the ratios and stuff down, that is what it is. There's different ways of doing things, there's different layouts for things, but it's pretty much, it is what it is. Only I think has more freedom than Factorio. But then again, Factorio has the modding base, so I don't know. It's comparing apples and oranges, it's different entirely, isn't it? Okay. Oh, something died out in here. Right, we didn't get another egg. Whatever it was. That blows. I wonder why it died out. Cold. So what's this pump thing supposed to do again? This is a hydrogen vent. The problem is it's a hot as balls hydrogen vent, so it outputs hydrogen at 500 degrees at quite a speedy rate, 286 grams a second, for 282 seconds. So it's going to get hot. It's going to get real hot. And the problem with that... One sec. I've got food poisoning. What the fuck? The problem with that is my pumps will get cooked. So I need to cool it down before I can pump it, really. Where are you meant to be going? Into there. We'd clean it. Oh wait, this would be hot as shit. So... where are you going at the minute? This is my hot water that gets sieved. It goes down here. And then goes into the electrolysis. That's okay then. So I'd need to build another pipe all the way down. Which blows. And it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass to build as well. I'm glad I didn't rip out all the ladders. So you can hop over here. You're going to go down here. We are out of igneous. Again. Again. I must have ripped out that plant. I was meant to leave that there. Let's do a little priority 7 dig over here. We're just doing a bit of strip mining. We're not done strip mining for most of the game, so they can be dealing with all this stuff. I don't care about any of these things on the floor, really. Think of all the coal and the iron and good stuff we're going to get as well. Stupid balm lilies, they're the worst. Right. Cool, so that should give us enough stuff. Will that polluted water heat up really fast as it's 500 degree grass? Yes, it will. It will warm up pretty quickly. One of the reasons why I'm making sure I've got a buffer up here, Shane. How fast? How you doing, buddy? I have to sort it out with Netflix. So life, how's it going? Not too bad, Leppy. Not too bad. Not too bad. Draco's born in this rusty biome but will die of cold if you don't set them free. Oh, I see. I figured it'd be the cold up here. Kinda sucks, but it's meat for the future. And we're alright for Dracos, we're okay. Yeah, so the reason I've got the buffer up here is because it will need a constant feed. And not only that, if I don't feed it quickly enough, like if my bridge comes in at the wrong side, which this should be fine, and the pipe is empty for a moment, the pipe will get so hot that the first packet of water that comes in will boil. So we've got to be a little bit careful, genuinely. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. But, you know, it's hydrogen that we need, so it is what it is, what it is. I'll probably cut off a few bits of access here and there, so Let's just make sure we don't get people stuck. And then the rest of this will be fine. Finally home. How long have you been away for, Ham? Was this like a fucking week-long business trip or something? Failed my last build of this, I couldn't keep up with the cooling needed. Oh. Gas cools in microseconds, but you do need something to cool it. Yeah. Well, it's hydrogen, so it's not that it's cooling in microseconds, it's that it's transferring its heat in microseconds, which means that it's heating something up in microseconds, you know? So we need to make sure we've got a good supply. And also that we're getting no partial packets. That's the other bonus of this. We make sure that we get a solid packet right from the offset. You know, if we put in like if we put in a partial packet, say 1.5 kilos, it would boil. So you want to make sure it's a good juicy packet. Ah, shit. Do some small packet shenanigans. No, I won't do it. I refuse to use the 1 kilo packet bullshit. I ain't doing it because I'm not a pussy. It's that simple. Listen, I get new players coming in here, so I like to show them, like, ways of doing things, you know? We know all the exploits. We all know the exploits. Yeah? If you choose to use them in your own games, that's fine. I just won't broadcast them. I know you love that. Yeah, I know. Is that a new colony? It's all sorts about to die. Which map you on, Ham? What did you go for in the end? There's carbon dioxide near sorted. That's why this pump keeps stopping. That's why I toggle it on and off every now and again. I'll clear the pipe. Carbon dioxide. Arboria. Nice. No slime. No. No slime. Many rust. Many rust. Many irons. Many salt. Many crab boys. No algae, no slime. Or very little algae. Although now that we're not using it and we've been digging out into the wild, we've actually found quite a bit. Alright then, how's this pipe coming along? It's not far off. Tickly nose, guys. Tickly nose. Salt water's a bit of a prick. Right. How is our boy doing over here? He's a little boy. So a couple more cycles and he should become an adult, and then we can see if this works properly. Where did these guys come from? Oh, are these some that maybe never got delivered to... Well, these all got delivered. Maybe it's for in here. Yeah. Well, we could wrangle them, I guess. Where's the wrangling? The wrangling stations are next to the thing, aren't they? Yeah. Critter drop-off point. And a boop and a boop. Oh, I really missed that mod. I might have to put that back on. I'm missing it a lot. Just use an annex with a door that closes the heaters over the pump. That's what we're doing. Overheat threshold then, so... I heat the biome asteroid around the vent. Nah. That's silly. Why would you do that, Mirrorlix? Because it's a problem that you're ultimately going to face. You're going to have to deal with that at some point. Why would you just let something cook the asteroid? I don't do that. No, sir. Because if you run your base for 3,000 cycles, 2,000 cycles, whatever you do, your personal length of your base, that's a problem. You don't want to do that forever. No way, no how. No way, no how. That's a bit of a, you know, it's a bit of a future problem. Which you don't need to have, really. Let me just make sure these are high priority, because otherwise I'm going to be stood like a prick for ages waiting. Copy. Because I can vent it into space at some point. Yeah. You still cooked your asteroid, though. We're fortunate in this. I mean, I'm talking from a sort of privileged position. We're fortunate in how much... fuck it, aluminium. We're fortunate in how much polluted water we've got. So I can use polluted water for all sorts of goodies. That's the benefit, really. Where are those little fellas? There they are. Let's get them wrangled. Cute little bastards. Look at them, just waiting. Just waiting on the step. So they can't hop down. So if we look at their navigation, they can't do shit. They're stuck on a step. So we must have dropped the eggs here. I finally found a cool slush, so I'll be golden if I can get it set up. It might have been too late. Use exosuit more than use, so heat isn't really a problem. Well, heat is always a problem because it heats up your materials. So if let's say I'd left this hydrogen vent. Oh, hold on. It's not really anything to do with your exosuits. It's to do with the fact that let's say I'd left this and then I dig out all this stuff later, and all of this is 500 degrees, which it would get to eventually. It would get super warm. Because again, hydrogen likes to transfer its heat pretty quickly. All this rust to come into my base at 500 degrees. It's just not worth doing. It's not worth doing. Bruce, I'm not saying it's your way is right or wrong. I'm just saying that's why I wouldn't recommend it. Because eventually, heat, you know, needs to be dealt with. You can't just forget it exists. Like a puppy that's scared of stairs. Yeah. They're cute little boys. I also have a Volcania and the hot planet, so I'm pretty dead. Oh dear, the troll. Ruiz. Dinner. He's a cute little boy. Let's go and check the hydrogen vent. Maybe I'll get it done this turn if we get these done quickly.